Hey you guys, do you need a Thanksgiving potluck dish and are tired of the same old stuff everybody brings every year? I got you covered. Today we are making a Monte Cristo casserole. Let's go.
All right, y'all. I just love Monte Cristos. There used to be a restaurant called Bennigan's in the city that I live in. It's no longer here, but that is the first place that I tried Monte Cristos. And ever since then, I have been addicted and I make them frequently. But I've also made them in casseroles. And so this is a casserole that you are going to want to take to any upcoming holiday party because it is so good. So for the ingredients, you're going to need about 12 eggs, a half a stick of melted butter. You will need about 2 loaves of French bread, preferably sourdough bread, but if you can't find a sourdough loaf, just use the French bread. I already have it sliced here and I've buttered my dish. I do it in slices because I want it to be a little bit more fancy for this occasion, but if you were just wanting it to be a little bit more rustic, you can definitely cube it up. You're also going to need some boneless sliced ham. I just quartered them into these little triangles. You'll also need some Swiss cheese slices. You will also need about a cup of freshly shredded Swiss cheese. Typically, Monte Cristos use raspberry jam, but since again I'm trying to bring the holiday vibes in, I'm going to use my homemade Christmas jam. You will need 3 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. Y'all, I know this is a lot of ingredients. Don't get intimidated. It is super easy to make and super delicious. All right, y'all, so to the melted butter, I'm going to add my 12 eggs. I put 15 just because I like that richness, but you can put 12. It really depends on how much bread or how big of a casserole you're making. 12 is the go-to, but I like to put 15. And I forgot to put this in the ingredients, guys, but you are going to need about 2 cups of milk. And we're going to get that poured in. And then you are going to also add your 3 tablespoons of sugar and teaspoon of salt. We're going to get that mixed up. Okay, y'all, so my egg mixture is mixed and I put about half of that mixture in my 2-cup glass container and I'm going to pour it over the French bread. You want to make sure it just gets in all the nooks and crannies. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just try to evenly get it all in there. Looking good. Y'all, these big chunks are just the butter. All right, and so now we are going to layer our casserole with ham and cheese. And you just want it to look something like this. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest done. All right, y'all, so it should look something like this. Now it's time for the jam. I'm gonna head on over to the stove because I need to warm this up so I can pour it over. Smells like Christmas. All right, y'all, so I only cook in cast iron because I'm bougie like that. So this is the only small saucepan I have. But we're going to warm this up with just a little splash of water so it's a lot easier for us to pour into our Monte Cristo casserole. All right, so it's been warmed up and now I'm going to transfer it to my glass container to pour it over the casserole. All right, you guys, so now to the best of my ability, I'm going to carefully try to pour the jam in between each one as much as I can without burning myself. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so now we are going to add the rest of our egg mixture. Remember how we halved it? Now we're going to put the rest of the half on top. And I did want to mention this, I forgot to before. Typically, Monte Cristos have Dijon mustard in it. However, since my daughters are going to a Friendsgiving with their friends and they don't like mustard, any type of mustard, I'm making it to their liking. But please, if you are going to make this recipe, add the Dijon mustard. It gives it so much more flavor. You would add it to your egg mixture and it would be about 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and layer the rest of the egg mixture right on top. All right, we are going to top it with our freshly shredded Swiss cheese. All right, now we're going to cover it and let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. If you have 24 hours or if you're making this the night before, that's best. But you know, teenager kids, they tell you things last minute. So I'm gonna let it chill for about an hour or two. All right, you guys, so I already had this cooling in the fridge for about 4 hours. Look at that, how well it just soaked up all of that rich egg mixture. This is gonna be good. We're gonna cover it up with foil, cook it at a 350-degree oven for 25 minutes, and then for an additional 10 minutes without the foil. All right, y'all, she is done. Look at that beautiful casserole. We're just gonna go ahead and let her cool off, and then we will sprinkle her with some powdered sugar. All right, y'all, the Monte Cristo casserole has cooled, and now we are just going to sprinkle it with some powdered sugar. And that's it. We're done. Look how beautiful that looks. The best dish that you will ever take to a potluck. Hope you all enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you give it a try. Bye, y'all.